Hi guys, it's Dandelion Song, and I'm back with part, I think this is 3 of L is for the Way You Look at Me. I think that I did fix my blog links. If you want to test those, they didn't let me put them in the descriptions because it's too long, so I try to put it in the top comment. If you like that comment, it'll stay at the top so people can reference that. So anyway, on with the show. I kind of caught Isis in an awkward position here, but I hope you like what I have here for you. Looks like it's not focusing, but I think it is. It's just my eyes. V is very, very extraordinary. Well, V, I've said in other videos, is the sign that encodes the 144,000 twice. Okay, I have to do this with my right hand. But then it doesn't cast a shadow. It's okay. Okay, so I'll just draw this out for you. Okay, so I'm making it wider. Oh, I made it too wide. There's your V. You drop a line in there. This is 14.4 and this is 14.4. And I learned this from studying ancient jewelry that's encoded in the old times when it was more dangerous to talk about the truth. And I think it's still dangerous today. But in the old days, they would encode their jewelry with the truth. And then they would just, by wearing that, they would communicate with each other. Okay. V is very, very 28. We talked about that before. Now, very is interesting because if you look at the Aramaic versions and also some of the texts that they attribute to Joshua, he uses the word verily a lot. Verily, verily. And that's the translation. And I'd like to try to find out what that is. But it has a 9 and a 12. It has another, I guess, a raw unit in there. So that would be an 89 here. If you added the IL into this, it would be an 89. But here we have very, very extraordinary. Well, this is 140 together. So V is very, very extraordinary. Well, what if they are talking about these 144,000, right? The elect. So extra, X is 29. That's an 11. That reduces it by Pythagorean to 11. The digital root is 11. Actually TR is 39. And then if you add, so I hope I did this right. Oh, it's 20. Okay, so TR. Okay, so that's 28. That's 38. Plus the 1 is the 39. Okay. Hold on, I got to figure this out. I think I might have made a mistake here. I was off by 1 because I couldn't remember if I left my A out, before I did. Anyway, so this is 68 extra. And that is what I consider your 6 feet deep, 8 feet long of your coffin. And it doesn't reduce to this. It reduces to 14, which is half of 28. 28 is also the amount of years that they let the Twin Towers stand for that ritual that they put on there. Okay, so this 68. Well, anyway, before I get to extra, so I looked up extra on the gematria counter, and I didn't expect to see this, but Barack Obama with this spelling, which I think is the right spelling, but I'm not sure, is extra. Sophia shares. Now they just share. This is the simple gematria and the English gematria, and the Jewish gematria is something else. Sometimes I don't usually look at the Jewish gematria a lot, but I do once in a while. Anyway, Sophia shares English and simple, and she is supposedly this might be our Isis because she is the goddess of the 8th level of the dome according to the Gnostics. She's the one who dreamed all this up. She accidentally created the archons, which rule the first 7 layers of the dome of heaven, and she is here trying to fix and restore the earth to the 6th dimension, because I think, in a nutshell, she accidentally created the archons, and the archons dropped the creation from the 6th dimension to the 3rd. and they effectively trapped us. So it's almost like she had, like, it's almost like she had got a virus in the program, and the virus took over the program. And this is kind of why we get those, I think this is one of the reasons why we get those movies that have symbolism of where the program takes over the show. I think that is a little bit of what happened here on Earth. That's why we are stuck in the third. David Icke shares that. And then, you know, this is what the gem was. I was like, okay, well, I'm glad I went this far. Look, Marduk shares it. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. So you would use all of this to kind of figure out, what does extra really mean? Extra, extra. Read all about it. This is a big iconic word, and it's an attention getter. And I kind of wish I had written down the Jewish gematria of it, but here's some more extras. Logos, Muhammad, Amun-Ra. What? That's my daughter says that a lot. Planet, Denver, and praise. And I wrote down praise. You know, there's a bunch of other things here, but I wrote this down because I wanted to speak a little bit about how churches work and how words work, and how they try to get us to align ourselves with frequencies that we don't know. We don't know we are aligning ourselves to these frequencies. Like when you say Amen, you are actually aligning yourself to Amun-Ra. This is Marduk. And I have my Back to the Books video that is coming out. It's long, but I really think that it's crucial. This knowledge is crucial. They should teach this in school. Of course, they wouldn't. But everybody should know about Marduk and Amun-Ra and the history of our planet. But what I wanted to say is that when you say praise God, God is a 26. You are saying the 68,408, but this number has to do with Marduk. And, you know, these other things too. So it's kind of like, I guess it's the number of the bigwigs, and then Marduk is in there too. But I think you should be aware of that. When you say, every time you say praise, or praise this or praise that, this word is not meant to deliver the frequency that you think you're delivering. The logos is the word. This could have to do with Isis. Muhammad is a big word here. Denver's a strange place. You know, they did a lot of dark ritual here with all their buildings and all the strange stuff they did. So I don't fully understand 68,408 and what it has to do with extra and all these words. But I bring it to you to consider that these all have esoteric similarities with this word. And then, you know, maybe these are the elect, right? Marduk, Sophia, these guys. Or maybe they just want to be the elect, so then they just create their names to match that. Maybe they just consider themselves the elect because they're the watchers who fell. I don't know. Just kind of leave that up. I just bring it to you. Okay, so extra. V is very, very extraordinary. Orden. I'm looking through the phone again. Hold on. Okay. Ordinary. Oh, yes. Okay, well, just Orden is a 61. In is 23. Ord is a 38. I thought that was interesting. I think an ord is a place, if in the etymology of it. So it's kind of interesting that a place and another would be a false religion, have the false religion number. It's just really interesting. That kind of has to do with the dream reality. You know, where if you're in a dream, there is no such thing as the other, right? And when you're dreaming a place, there's no such thing as that place. That's why I wanted to go through with this and bring it to you. I thought I found some interesting things. And then Airy is a really common suffix, and it has the AR in it, which is the 118. This was the Nefertiti number. And I might bring you my Nefertiti video, or I might tuck it in somewhere. I might tuck it in unlisted. So I might do that. But anyway, the 118, this is the day they brought it to you, and she does have 811 numbers. And it's interesting that this is the reverse of Ra, okay? And she has the cursive phi on her head in snakes. You know, pretty weird. Okay, and then all that happens to add up. Let me just make sure. It's in the morning. I don't know if my adding might not be up to par yet. Oh yeah, oh good. Yeah, okay, that's 44. And that's the kill number. But it does add up to 8. So, and 8 is the Ogdoad. It's the perfection of opposites, the Christ number. The whole thing here just extraordinary, unless I did my math. Oh, actually I didn't. I meant to do that on the gematria counter. Let me pause this and make sure I'm right. Well, it's a good thing I checked because I dropped a 2 somewhere. All right, so here we go. Back to the story. I checked because I lost a 2 somewhere. Probably in the final edition. Hopefully in the final edition. But so I looked up extraordinary. One thing I want to say is that the 72 is the important number here, I think, because that is every 72 years the zodiac, the sun rises 1 degree differently in the zodiac. And then this one over here, I think, is just a 1 that's in a different place group. 72 is a very important number. We see it over and over again, and it's been an important number in the ancient Sumerian and Anunnaki history that I've been bringing to you. But without, you probably can't even read the number. Let me write it here. It does reduce to the 10 again. Through the 8 and the 2. And that is the raw number. And that the reason why we have the X associated with that, like in the Truman Show, where Truman is always shown with his head in the middle of an X, and we see this hieroglyph a lot in ancient Egypt, is because this is the domain of power for the royals. You know, they run the living, the realm of the living. I think the archons run the realm of the dead. Unless you are able to, by your own soul voltage, unless you're able to escape the trap and go out of the levels of the archons. But anyway, this is why Ra is an X, because this is the realm of the living in the infinite loop of time. If you haven't seen my videos before, well, it's probably late to try to introduce you. Hang in there. I'll try to throw in some more introductory topics as we go along. But this is the infinite loop of time. It's the 8. It's the H. H has to do with it's a P in Greek, so it's a little bit like it's code for phi, and we've been working a lot with phi lately. But I do want to talk eventually about sports games and the symbolism of our sports games. The two teams, the two opposing teams, and the referees are the black and white. These are the Freemasons. These guys are the Freemasons, and their name, referee, has to do with Nefertiti. And I haven't brought you that video yet. I really should probably bring you that video. It's all right. Well, okay. So back to L is for the way you look at me. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love. I'm going to listen to it again, but I think he says can love right here. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love. So E, anyone that you adore cannot love as much as E, is what he's saying. So E, of course, is the 5, which is the pentacle. It's the upward facing and the downward facing pentacle, and it also encodes the trident, which, if you look at the ancient Anunnaki, that's what opens the Star of Ra. And when the Star of Ra opens, it looks like this, the Vesica Pisces, the way that they draw it in the ancient tablets. If I put on my glasses, I would be able to tell if this is in focus. Let me just hold on a second. Oh, yes, kind of. Okay, so, oh, I brought to you ordinary. Let me just, sorry, I'm going to go back here to ordinary because I got to have the gematria here. It's 1, 0. This is the simple English and the Jewish gematria of ordinary. And it has esoteric ties to Jerusalem, monster, reptilian, Angela Merkel, who I believe is the daughter of Adolf after he went to South America, dangerous, and Powerball. So that's interesting, right? Just looking at this is an 8-8, and that's a 6-6. So, okay, little aside there. Let's go back to E is even more than anyone that you adore can love. So I haven't broken this down yet. So I will do this. And if there's something great in here, I will tell you. Otherwise, I'm going to skip it. But here's what the E is. Even is a really important word for you to know. I'm sure that more is, these are just iconic words. Adore is the opposite. Like amor is, you know, love. And it's the opposite of Rome. Something to think about. And L is, love is the opposite of evil. Okay, I hope you guys like this. If I find something else interesting here in the E, I'll bring it to you. And anyway, thanks for watching. If you're new, thanks for visiting my channel. I hope that you like it. And I hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you later.